Okay, and here we go. We're going to be debugging this session because this is not working properly, and fixing some bugs on it, improving it, all this kind of stuff. Let's upload a car. Okay, so now we hit the breakpoint. So file upload. So we have a file, and now what's the next thing that's going to happen? We go to API upload. So we append the image and we go to upload. Okay, let's see if everything works correctly there. We hit the breakpoint, get the image, get the file. It's just a file, like if we go to the inspector, we'll probably see like the uploading of the file, but we don't care about that. We care about where it's not working. Draft bucket. For each file, we upload to buffer IO. Let's actually go here and go to Railway, and because that's where the uploading is going to happen. This is the project. So if we go to the bucket, so the console, we're actually going to see, it's restricted with a key, so I have the password for it, so it's fine. So one of these should be this car in a bit. So Monday, September, and then we'll have one from today. That's the one I uploaded just now, and this is going to be uploaded in a bit. If I just click, upload, and then it gave me back a URL, which means I refresh, and it should, in theory, give me back another one, which is the one we uploaded. Yes. So push the URLs, and it's going to come back somewhere, in theory, but I would like to go to a file where it's actually going to do the assistance, the AI stuff, which I need to find because it's been a long time since I haven't done anything on this project. Chat, we have chat and we have assistant, which are very similar. I think that's where the logic is for the orchestration. We have logic for the orchestration, so I think this is the one. I need to definitely put some breakpoints there. So send message. Now it's going to send a message. Yes. So send message once it's uploaded. So on image uploaded, send the message. And what is send message? It's from the AI SDK from Vercel. So it's going to send the message. And this chat is already initialized, perhaps, from what I'm understanding. One moment. Okay, we're back. So now we are sending the message to the, just make sure everything is fine. Okay. Now we are sending the message to the Vercel thing. And how does that wire with the rest of everything else? We need to check send message. Make request. So I think the way this worked is like Vercel and the AI SDK has a way to trigger a specific route, which you need to make on the back end. So essentially the route is parts. It kind of like puts your message together with parts, and that's my URL, that's my thing. And you can even send the image itself to the chat because the Vercel AI SDK supports it. So push message and then make request. So this make request is going to submit it. Okay, last message, active response. And now this is where it's going to do the actual request, I think. Add event listener. So generate ID. And now send messages. So, yeah, it's going to do like API chat, which is where the request is going to go. Message request. And now if we look at the message request, What? Oh, it's just going to be like API. It's going to get the API chat. So if we go to chat, there is an API route which is named chat. So it's going to arrive right there according to my thing. So click, boom, arrives exactly there, and a message appears in the chat. So now we get the payload, which is a message, which is a Vercel message, right? And we're gonna pass the payload to our function, which we're gonna hit next. And this is our function now. And so over here we are going to essentially. Oh, why do I have to click over this? Oh, what? Upload images. But I already uploaded the images. No? Because once I click, so we have a place where we are doing double image upload, definitely. So we're definitely doing double images in a way. Once you click upload images, because the thing is, we upload images and we'll give it payload. The image URLs. Oh, not that. It's like upload images literally just means like we're setting the images to draft record. I guess how we're using them. Say hi. Oops. Let's do another one. Because I mean we're not paying for that. We're locally hosting it anyway. So we're gonna get a URL for it. And we're gonna get like upload it, boom boom, upload the image, send a message with the URL. Let me just go back and see, like we have text, or we have files. I mean, I don't want to save the whole file in the chat. I mean, that would be wasteful. So I upload the URL later, and hopefully Vercel SDK, like Vercel SDK has a image, give model image through the URL. We would like to like give it an image. Vercel AI SDK. So in the AI SDK, we have to be able to give it an image. I mean, I'm kind of like throwing myself a bit in a crazy way, but wrap your app, right? Wire up the UI, bind tools, we give it tools to work with, and the thing I'm trying to find it now is embedding images in the context. Yeah, so tool calling, image generation, no, prompt engineering, MCP is useless, as we all know. AI SDKv6 is out? What? Oh, no breaking changes as well? I didn't even see that they have a new update for it. That's crazy. Structured data. Request user confirmation. Oh, they have this enabled, which is crazy. I was going to implement that in my own thing, which is, I don't need to do that because they've enabled it before executing tools. Structured output alongside, so generate structured data alongside tool calling with generate text and stream text. Now stable. Yeah, I'm using that now, I think. Agent abstraction. Weather agent generates, so you can have multiple agents. Okay, that's great. call options. Yeah, rag. Okay, so they have a rag, which is like, that's exactly what I was going to implement rag by myself. Like, it has a rag now, which is great. It's going to simplify my code even more. But what I'm not seeing is, how do I give it? I mean, this is kind of tough to see sometimes, but let's go. Let's continue. Where does this error come from? Yeah, so where am I now? So orchestrator, blah 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 blah, and create message, and now we are here again. Create message response. How do I stop this from appearing? I don't want this to appear every single time I click next. This tab, I don't want to have this tab open ever. But there's nothing I can do about this. And what happened again? Let me do another image. Let's refresh it maybe. Oh, we're dead. Okay, we have to reboot. And start again. And let's just check something. Stop debug tab from showing up every time we click next step. So I think there is no way to do this. VS Code is annoying, and I have no way of fixing it, which is, you know, kind of whatever. I can't fix it. This is at least, can I put this on the right side maybe? Definitely I'll spend like 3 hours now on this. Well, there is no way for me to fix this apparently. Like, I want my thing to be empty, but it won't be because it's annoying. Which file is this? Add. So I fucked something up in add. There we go. So now, let me go to my thing. So over here I need to understand. Let's upload another image. We upload it. And now we get the payload, which has the message with the URL. Just so it's done in the messages correctly. And now this get current draft. Why does that not work is my question. What's the current draft? Do we have a current draft? How do we know? We get the payload context. Does this make any sense, what we've done? Otherwise, we are going to create a draft. So ideally, we should look at the credentials because we have better auth implemented. But we have to like wire it up in some simple way here to not lose this current session. So when you even open the chat, it loads your previous session. That would be nice if we can do that. So it's not like fucking useless. if you have a session, it should get the current session. And how does it identify your session? Well, they have a user ID usually. But we don't have this mechanism for now wired up, so it's kind of annoying to set it up. So create, we're gonna make one. Oh, throw error. What? Why? Oh, that's weird. Connection refused. Hmm. 543. So the database does not respond, essentially. Like, well, why? A beautiful database is not responding. What URL is it on? Okay, so I might have to like look at some environment variables very quickly to diagnose the problem. We're back a few seconds later. We found the problem. It was that we were using the wrong database. I mean, should we save the things in... Because I'm just using the production database. I mean, because nobody's using this product anyway, so I'm using the production database, so it's fine. But I was using the local database, as it was evident in the logs. So we want to use the production one because it's already set up with the correct tables and everything, so we want to just reuse it and not waste any time. Just make sure we have the chat set up as is. Even if it creates a new chat every single time, we'll wipe the database later anyway. This is the beginning of the project. It's fine. So this is working correctly. So we kind of want to not do this. And then we go over here and we make a draft. We get a draft in use. We get an ID. And then this ID is going to be used for the... So ideally, this ID is going to be used in the context of the request. I like this idea. I'm making out with this idea. So set images to draft record. It's going to set the image. So now if we go check the actual database, draft products, and we search for that product for this ID. How do we make more columns available to us? Yeah. Can I search for this? Can I? Yeah, so I don't see where my row is. It might be at the end. Oh yeah, there it is. So images, it's nothing there yet. Very strange. It should have been added for now. It's very weird. It's not added currently, but it's fine. Create tools. We make the tools, convert to model messages. Yeah, file name image, data is this. Is it going to respond correctly to us? I'm basically fixing a few things. Let's call finish as well. AI is going to run. Is it going to do anything is the question. So it's going to do get draft state. So it's going to report some tools. Is that using the Vercel thing that we have? Maybe. Tokenize. So, okay, let's see if this is the problem now. I can see you've uploaded blah, 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 blah. Mercedes-Benz EQ plus something. So it recognized the car, so the model is seeing the messages. And the page refreshed. What happened? So what I would like to happen now is to reuse the same session. So at the end, I would like to save things for the product, and then you can click like submit, and your product is no longer a draft. Right? Just be able to make products, even if it's stupid and they have half the data. We want to just finish the pull request by making it. Whenever you click on add, it just prompts you for your previous session. So even like in add itself, we would like to load your first session first. On image uploaded. So how do we load the first session? Right? We want to load the chat. So chat dot. What else can I do on the chat? Custom UI messages. It's a UI message from this and this. Draft ID and these things that I need for the components later. Okay. So generate stop set. Do we have a set? Messages. If we, it's like what we want now is essentially to get the messages from the database, because there is a database with the messages, right? If we go back to database, there is a system messages and it's empty. We need to hard code an ID for these messages because we don't have users yet in this pull request. Have our thing, so let's go make it. Let's go over here in the system database repository. Types, utils, routes. Okay, so mock data. We have some mock data. That's fine. Let's do a config. Draft message ID equals draft, and let's take an ID from the table. A draft product, basically like the product we are working on, and the messages. Let's hard code these because we don't want to deal with this. Draft product ID, draft message ID. Right, so export. We don't have auth yet. What we need is to be able to work on the same draft product. So now what we're going to do is just use them in a database, and later we'll add a pull request where this is dynamic, and we just can't do everything in one request, in one pull request. So context, we just add them to the context like that, right? Get them both from the context. And then every single time a request comes, it's going to be about these things. So if we go to the messages, and we make sure that we on finish. This is never going to happen for now. Current draft. So set images. Let's test that. And also, like, by the way, before we even do this, we need to have a way to fetch the things from before they happen. Just fetch the chats. Fetch the chats. We need a way to fetch. We need to fetch the chat messages first, right? We need a way to fetch the initial messages first. So we're gonna essentially, because this is the initialization function in Svelte over here. So how do we do this? We have the chat, set message, set blah 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 blah. We need a way to, first of all, what we need to do before this is, once we, in the orchestration, we need to be able to essentially save the messages every single time. Once something happens, save it. So it's at the response. I think it was like over here at the response. Write and merge. So not there. But there was a message replace all. Yeah, on finish. So once it's finished, it should replace them with the current. And current is, remember, the one from the payload. So it should be the same message now. So we stopped making 5 million messages. Replace the messages. Which should, let's run a breakpoint there and see if it works. So we should replace the messages there. In theory. Or error. Let's go now. Let's go now and see if this makes any difference. So we're uploading the BMW, and let's see if this worked. Incoming draft ID. Why no? We have a draft message ID and draft product ID. Draft ID. So both need to be in the context. Okay, so this code is wrong. We gotta fix it. Context is of what type? Oh, it's R type. We get to define it. Right? We get to define how this works. Because it's of that type. So let's make it context. So like this. Export interface assistant context and give it these 2 things. For now. I'm not saying this is perfect. I'm saying this might help me. Okay, and reboot. This is going to refresh the page. We might as well make our window a bit bigger, because why not? The page is just a chat. So let's make our thing a bit bigger. And we're waiting for the chat to load. Let's see if that worked. Okay. So now, let's go in. Okay, so draft, we gotta, we shouldn't even have to cast it at this point, like, context is the context, and we have to get the so that's the draft. Okay, current draft or create, right? Or create new. Yes. So, yeah. Also, like for the messages, let's actually go back to tables and make a message. Make this ID work. So add a row, ID and messages. Let's just make the ID. We're implementing the logic. We don't care about anything else. Like let's make the message and like nothing, right? Row relation violates non what? What am I violating? Oh, non null. How about empty? How about empty? Oh, it exists. Okay, so I need to refresh. What's going on? Whatever. We made the message. Now, set images to draft record. We should be able to do that now. Context. So that's why we're not adding them, because apparently this is in the payload now, right, in the messages. So it's already part of the chat. So this function, we don't need to... No, actually we do need to do that. We need to get the images from the thing and add them to the actual record, which is messages parts, blah blah blah. Get all the images. We might add the images not just to the chat, but also the context of within the chat, so we can add them to the listing. Otherwise, they're just in the chat. Should they just be in the chat? Let's go back to the front end and let's make this in English. Yes. We need to make them part of the context. So on images upload, chat send message, files message ID. That's for replacing. Okay. How do I do the context listing data? Because none of this is going to be true. We have a place where we set a bunch of things, but I just don't want to rerun the whole thing again every time. So what I would like to do is, for now, within the page, whenever we send the message, add some more context to it, if possible, metadata. Is it possible? Options. I mean, for now, we can just extract. This is bad, but for now, we can extract images from the chat, right? So from the chat every time. Hopefully the chat isn't that massive and we can get the URLs from it. Map it to the images. So how is it currently? It's messages, parts, and in the part there is this. Okay, so okay. Parts dot for all the parts, find the ones that are a type of, what is it? It's a type of, so a type of file, media type of image. So we need both. Yeah, so media type. Text UI part. Do we have image UI part? This was one of these things I remember about this, like, it's not very, so it's all file UI part. It's file UI part. But I can't check it. Type file as file UI part, what is what we need. So then we have media type. And do we have URL? Yes. Dot media type is this. How many does it give us back? It gives us back a single one. Find all. I find where, filter, map them to URL. Yes. Yeah, and now with these image URLs, why do we need to worry about that? Oh, flat map. So yeah, flat map, because it's a nested structure, so every single time we map one of them, it's going to lead to multiple images, and then we need to flat map it into a single array, and it's already flat. And image URLs. We wrote the code. Now let's reboot and see if this made a difference. It's very ugly. I didn't say it was bad. It was good code. It's bad code, but it's like, for now, it's okay. Every single time we update the images dynamically, which is kind of like okay for me. Yeah. So let's update and see if this made any difference. Active draft ref. Yes. So now is the moment. Can I move this on the right side? Is it possible? No. Anyway. So now we've flat mapped the image URLs and we have the image. Great. And then we set it, right? Update values. Yeah, we set the actual image on the thing. Now set, update it. Yeah, it worked. And then we set the actual image, which means like over here in the fucking draft products. For that products, now we have an image. We save the image. Get categories. The AI is getting the categories for the thing, and I'm just printing that because I'm stupid. And then it's tokenizing a response. Yada yada yada. Image array grid. So it got an image grid. And now on finish. And now's the part. Now is the important part. We'll go in and be like, oh, okay, replace all. What are we replacing? For this message ID, we would like to get these as the messages for this chat. Yes, this is perfect. We conflict, blah, 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 blah. Let's see if this breaks. Doesn't seem to break. Table is empty. Is it called assistant messages by any chance? What's the name of this column? Because next time when I read the messages and I ask about list by draft ID and I want to get the messages, it should give me something back. I mean, it told me like, hey, analyze based on what I see. I filled some of the details. Please review the information. So it did some of the stuff. It actually, what it did add is so it added the images. And it could have also added a category, but it didn't. But at least we have images now, which is more than nothing. So there's so many endpoints, but it's fine. You know, we can work with anything as long as it's nice to work with. So regardless of how many files there are. So we can write a new message. If it decides to set categories, how are we going to do this? Do we have a function for this? Get search products. So now we are giving it too many assistant tools. Check finished products. Search products. It doesn't need this. This is for a separate agent. Get draft state. Update draft. Begin. What is begin? This is stupid. We don't need this. Update draft. So updating the draft with any of these things. Finish. So we can have like validate draft is finished. Again, this is for a different agent. This is for a different agent. This is like something that I'm working on, but it's not ready yet. And break loop. Yeah. I mean, it will run out of things anyway, so I don't need this either. A lot of the function calls are for different agents that I have, and I don't need any of them. Update draft. Yeah. So now, what would we like to happen? When I click this and refresh the page, I want the previous chat to open up to me. And it loads as well. So I would like it to load. Yeah. So function retrieve current draft. So we're going to get the current draft. How do we do this in Svelte? Oh, like this. Yeah, so what URL would we like to use for that? Draft, so API chat. We have chat. Posting a chat. We can have a get for the chat, yes. It's going to get the draft ID. And it's going to load the chat with it. What's the problem with that? Create draft repository. Draft product. No, not like that. We're going to get it from the parameters. Right? And then we're going to return back the draft. Get by ID. No, not the draft. We need the chat. This is the chat. So repo messages repo list by draft ID. And surely there is a way to use Vercel's thing for the response. Surely. UI message. So messages. Yes, so now we're going to go back to the page. Chat with a draft message ID. And I'm just going to hard code it for now because I'm lazy. So messages. And now we are going to essentially get the messages, and we will call it on mount. Yes. There is no set messages, but there is set message. There is messages equals messages. Let's see if this does anything. How do you know? How do you know draft products? How do you know how it's named? It's in the schema. Okay, so it's in the schema. Choose JSON. Okay, so are we making the request? First of all, is this even happening? And once we go back to the actual thing, are we going? Yes. Are we getting the draft? Yes. So list, nothing. So literally there is nothing on this draft ID. There is no messages. Okay, well that's okay. We're going to add a message now. We are getting the thing, flat mapping it. It's very inefficient, super inefficient, but it's okay. Tokenize it. Just unfinished. We need this, yes. So unfinished. Okay. So unfinished is tokenizing the response. Yeah, it's giving me back things to select. And then we have the messages to save on the current draft. And we have a bunch of messages. So the messages actually, when they come, that's very, very interesting. There is a draft, and messages are a list of a JSON. So how do I find if this works? Insert values on execute. So I need to go to execute. Boop, boop, boop. Because execute doesn't seem to be executing. Where's my messages? How do I close this connection? Assistant. Oh, there's a lot of assistant messages now. And that's the one with I was trying to work with. Oh, there it is. Image, and then the thought signature, and the whole thing is there. Okay, so we have the message saved in the database. Okay, so now when I refresh, it should have no excuse. It should load the thing. Like, actually. Something is wrong with it. What do we have in the data? Nothing. That means this is not working. Draft ID, where assistant messages draft ID equals draft ID. Well, yeah. Is it called message? How do we, what are we calling it? Oh. Well. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, because these are, so, okay, for them, so, okay, draft, we don't need a message ID. We just need, like, for which, we don't need that. So we don't need that. I'm just stupid. So we don't need this context at all. I'm stupid. Okay. That's how being stupid looks like. I'm going to give it the draft product ID. And now, if we refresh, it will actually fetch the chat. Yeah. And it's going to fetch us, yeah, the messages. And it's going to tokenize them. And boom, this is our chat. Yes. So now we're never going to start from scratch again. It's giving us a bunch of things to choose from. We have to render that into Markdown, hopefully. And also we can always choose upload more images, which should be disabled. But let's not worry about any of that. What we are worried about is this like making a product in the database. So if we go back to the database and see, like, for this specific draft, which I lost where it is, it's over here. This specific draft that we chose is going to be our product, hard coded but gold. So we're going to find it, which page it is. There's not that many. I'm going to wipe them all anyway in a bit. Yeah, there it is. This needs to be full of a bunch of other stuff. That's all we need. Make sure we create products. So let's save our work. Our work is over here. So feed mock persist chat. Let's go. Commit. Now we have to. It would be nice if, I mean, this images equals, I think this comes from the code somewhere. We told the assistant to do this, and it's like, because it's not seeing the actual images, I don't know if it's going to be able to, like, oops. Okay, so now it sees the car. It told us the thing. This is an input, I think. So this goes part. This is an input. I can type here, I think. I can delete this. This is an input because it's trying to give us like, oh, is this the name? Can you confirm these things? Yeah, vehicles, electronics. So, yeah, and it's like vehicles. Select condition. We select the condition, and then it's gonna do some stuff. Okay. What do we need now? We need a way to create the thing. Okay, so if I say like, yes, set new and category is vehicles and the name is like that. If we tell it, it's going to have the images again, which shouldn't change anything. So validate so it's calling validate to see if it's finished. So what do we check? Missing things. Missing. And what is missing? Missing, all of that is missing. So it's going to be like, okay, look, everything missing is this. It got this information, so it's like finish. It's going to finish and save the chat. Let's add the price to your car. Go for it. It's just allowed only one tool, a few tools. So it added a bunch of things actually. It added a category, so it should have added a category. I don't see a category, but apparently it added one. Apparently. Oh, maybe it's a different page now. I think it's this one. It added a title, a category, yeah, a condition, okay. Unfinished. Okay, so what is missing now? It's trying to do all of this. So it's adding the information for you from the image. Description, price, currency. It's not set yet. So price, yeah, 7,500 new. So let's see if it got the results. And if 5 changed? So it's giving me 2 inputs, and I'm not passing it on the front end correctly to give it back to it. Yeah, I need to pass it more intelligently on the front end, because now it's going to make another thought of like, oh, do you see what I wrote? Nope, I don't see what you wrote. However, I don't see anything. Yeah, of course. It's like it wants the data. Let's give it something. So it's validating everything once it's added. What is missing? Location. Burden. I mean, we need an API to from the location. It should, like, if I say burden, for example, say burden. That's my location. Missing is location. Okay, so you called the tool again because it called it too soon, and it's like, oh, great news, it's complete. Well, that's cool. My listing is complete. Yeah. My listing is complete. We are adding this correctly. And now there is location, there is condition, there is everything. Where is my thing? My thing disappeared. Doesn't matter. Even if we refresh the page, it will still save our chat there, because, you know, we saved our advertisement. And this is going to be so cool. It's going to work on a phone as fucking well. So that's going to be super cool. Now, what's missing? Are we actually making this into a product and not a draft? So I'm thinking, like, using the drafts as the products, and then just like filtering by whether they have the draft type, like whether they are a draft or a normal products. I'm thinking to check to do that, like have a field there which says but let's not worry about that yet, you know, like, what is the next thing I have to do? I have to, like, once it gives me these selects, that's fine. So at least I'm interacting with it. I'm trying to complete the flow, at least. I'm not trying to make these actual selects for now. I am trying to complete the flow. So it made the thing, it's valid. So if it's valid, let's just go do this. In the drafts repository, with the draft products, it's going to be called product now, not draft product. And it's going to have a type of draft or, you know, or complete. Ready, let's call it ready. So it's going to be called products everywhere. So this does not satisfy because of type. Get by ID type is row dot type. It's called type is going to be a text. Yeah, and it's going to be draft by default. Create a draft. Update will give you, from, depending on, you know, if it has, partially such a cool TypeScript concept, like for the type, for every key in the type, it's going to be maybe there's a key, maybe not, and then it's gonna be of the key. Very cool stuff. I wish I could write that as well. So yeah, okay. So set the draft type, and then now what I want to do, and again, this is not good code by any means, but I would like to, in the place where we save the products, I want us to, so just need to find it very quickly. Server on the chat, I think. At the spot where we make the products, so in the function, vector search. We have a lot. We're going to use melisearch for this, not this. Yes. So create messages repository. Replace all is a function we call once the thing is finished. So not there, but perhaps over here on finish. So on finish, save the messages, and so in validate. So where is the functions? We have a whole thing with functions as well, like a orchestration dependencies. So create message response. Yeah, create tools. Over there we have a validation, and now we would like to, so if draft.missing, no, how is it? If missing.length is 0, yeah, make it ready. And report tool results. Check finished product. So name it correctly. And then we have the results of some finished. Yes. So wait, I'm missing type ready, result of draft. No, not like that. So type ready, which is fine, but we have updated. We have draft, right? We don't care about res. Do we care about res? Yes, we do. Okay. Done. So now check if product is ready. Let's make it check that. Oh fuck. I forgot that we don't have this field. Yes, so we need to disable everything and then call the migration. The migration, which is db migrate. Yes. And I will delete this. How do I do this? So I run it once. No. see the database. So these are all my things in the database. So only one of the draft products has everything, and that's this one. Everything else, actually, we can delete. All of the messages except for 176 we can delete. Because we don't need them. Now, bun run db generate. Bun run db migrate. Come on. Come on. So, yeah, that sounds about right. So now we're synchronized. And we can run again. And get the thing again. Orchestration. So now we should be able to get the model to create the correct products. And sorry about that. Let's go back. So create. Let's see. Now the chat is refreshing. Now we tell it like, check if the product is ready. Checking if it's ready. And ready is submitted. And ready. Should say yes, it's ready. It's complete and ready to be published. I mean, for now it publishes automatically, but we might wait for user confirmation as well. Now, this is ready, and we can wire up the listing. Instead of showing these stupid, elements, we can fill in the data with, when it says mock data, essentially we have to sort of find, no, not this. We have to get the favorites, change the favorites. So mock products, instead of doing that, we can have an API endpoint for the in the API. We have products. Yeah, liked. What does like do? Mock, it's because this is mock products. Okay, I mean, this is using mocks for now. So we can just have like favorites. Oops, not a file. Favorites, and make a server. We can have get. Yes, and then instead of mock products, we get the repository, right? we get this object which is going to connect to the database, and it's not going to use mock products anymore. So get by radius isn't going to exist anymore for now. So it's have like get search. Search also no search, just get favorites. So have get favorites, and it won't use the mock products. I'm just going like, how do I get the product rep report? Hey, how do I get this? Repo orchestrator. How do I save the draft thing? Create draft repo. So we don't really even need a products repo. Delete. Because the draft and the product repo are the same thing, fundamentally. Yeah. So just copy paste it past the code. Not necessary. We fix this. Create drafts repo, and then yeah, we have to have a get by type. So get by type, and then the ones where it's of this type, so you pass it ready in the future. Get by type. Just going to show the products. What is the problem with this? Is not assignable to type drop ready. Yeah. That's weird. Why is it not? So maybe like this. Oh, so it's not like the return type is bad. Rows.map. So nah. I don't like that. I don't like that. Rows are of type this. That's exactly the type they should be of. Return this, and it returns promise of product, like promise of products. It's trying to make me do the satisfies thing, but I don't want to do that. Like, I don't like the idea of doing that. If I get like const like rows equals this, and then it's like this is of type everything all null, and in our products they're like or undefined, right? We just have to switch to undefined to null. We might use Zod at some point as well. Location, that or null. Yeah. Latitude, longitude. Delivery date. Yeah, so that's fine. That should work. I like this more. A function whose declared type is neither undefined, void, nor any must return a value. Yes, so what is the problem now? This is all null. Turn rows. Why not? String is not assignable to, so, oh, it's string. Satisfies products. Come on. Why is it so difficult? I think I need to use Zolt for this, just for validation. Because it's coming from the database, and the database is bound to have some type problems. So I need a way to validate it. Do I have Zod? I don't have Zod. Because it's promising me to come with these types, but it might not come with these types. So draft, blah, 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 expected type. Yes, and now products. And now also this blue up. Oh, because I changed it to null. Title is not anyway, so we don't need that. It's null anyway. Null is much better in JavaScript than undefined because it's an actual value. And now this, again, if we just add Zod, package bun block Zod, we have Zod anyway. Why not just use Zod? So like, I was thinking of like just whatever it has as products. Updates, updated as, and give it a nice, and now is dates. Okay, that's fine. That looks fine. Now, when we refresh the page, it should give us some products. So favorites. No, it should make a like function fetch favorites. No, it should make a request. Yes, that's the way. I love Svelte. Svelte is very nice. Favorites. It should now come up to there. Go. And we need to also add some caching for this as well, like cache this. So what is the problem now? Are we even making a network request? So let's break this off of the window. Okay, our first error. Where are we fetching this from? Does this file exist? Yeah, it does exist. Let's restart and make sure. Oh, we have some invalid files. We don't have a type check. Lint. No, we need type check. Okay, that's what we need to fix now. Product by ID. Yeah, this whole thing we don't need to have that for now. And this is the product by ID thing, which should just use drafts. Yeah. By radius. We don't want to have this like this anyway. And this is search. Search is gonna create the drafts. And it needs to be able to search. So for now, we won't do this. Let's see if we fixed it. No. Request has any type. What else? Can't find module, create product repository. Yeah. Last one suggested. And drafts. Oh, search by category. Yeah, let's just get by type, get by type. Ready. 10. Just make it compile. That's all we care about. All we care about is compiling it. Yes. Now that it compiles, launch it again. So, are we making a network request is the question. Because it's on mount. I didn't use SSR, even though I should have used it. Suggested. Favorites. So the favorites. I was thinking of like, instead of doing that, get the chat thing from like SSR. I think it's more effective if I, instead of doing this, but let's just have it work in some way for now. This should be SSR and not, CSR. It should be on the server, but it's okay. Should be fetched on the server. So we put a breakpoint and refresh. Let's see if it hits the breakpoint. Oh, it's on /favorites. Oh, favorites. Can't read properties is verified. Who the fuck wants is verified? Oh, they have a bunch of shit that we have to add. If it's verified, it's rating. seller information, fucking, okay, so much shit. I'm thinking for now to say fuck you to all of this mock stuff and remove the mocks. Find or create conversation. Is anyone using this? No. We don't need that for now. Again, probably we are seeing the same problem. Where it's like, is verified? They check if it's verified. Because they assume the product's going to have these properties. Fuck. And the thing is, like, I don't even want to show the product in the favorites, but it has to have these properties. What's the easiest way for to fix this? It doesn't have these things though. Anyway, the easiest for me is to just have the product be products, draft products, right? There's also products for some reason, which has more shit. So is negotiable. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of badges on the product card. I would say is negotiable. Let's fix it like this. Let's just do this for now. Let's make it negotiable. Let's make it true here. Image container, images are URL. Title, price is string. No idea why. Should be a number. Currency is USD BGN. I mean, let's just make it string. Not deal with it for now. There's too many things to deal with. The price. Let's just have like number of the price for now. And currency. String. So euro by default. If there's no condition. I'm trying to visualize the data. City might exist, might not exist. Because location exists, but whether it's a type of this whole thing, we don't know. Yeah, so let's just do location. Seller. Now we don't have any data for the seller, so we might go back to the mock data and be like, seller. This is the seller data we might want. So let's Very ugly, but under construction, guys. Under construction. So yeah, like that. Let's have a seller. So product views 0. Product dot favorites 0. Let's make everything 0 for now because we're migrating to real stuff. How many mock things do we have in this? Mock data and another mock data. Okay, so we have to delete one of them. I'm thinking the whole mock thing over here to just delete. And we delete that as well. Favorites. So now this is going to be annoying because we lack half of the fields. So derived products, which is products, title lowercase. So it's just, you know, favorite. So when did you favorite it? We have to say, which is like, let's just not deal with this for now. I'm trying to make it real. You know, sourcing. Who the fuck needs sourcing? You know, it's fine. We are just making it functional for now. Yes. Just making it functional. So another type check. The reason we're making all drafts is because I decided to have the draft be the default one. So liked. There's a lot of code, a lot of useless code. So liking is not gonna have a server for it. So now we launch again. My goal is I can make them with the AI, they show up on the front page. It's all I care about, nothing else. I make them with the AI creates my product listings, and then they go on the front page. That's basically all I care about. Mock data again. 0, 0. That's fine. Draft products. Oh no. We have to now fix the whole chat now. Just making something so it works. I don't care if it's correct. Just need something to compile so I run the thing and check. State. Is it correct code? No. Do I want it to be correct code? No. I just want to run the whole thing. As long as it quickly lets me like make something that compiles, even if logically it's wrong and I don't want it to be like that, it's fine with me. So just making it compile. Something that compiles, so I run the whole thing and see if it gives me back anything. Okay, run. Let's see if it compiles. Now, oh, our car is uploaded. Click on the car and not found. Okay. Products. That's very cool. If I go to favorites, should it? Yes, it shows up. So that's all I want. It's just the thing working. I can improve it later. We can get all of this done later, as long as we kind of like so ID so if I click it, what happens? Product, draft ID, blah 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 blah. I might change it not to be like this for the IDs, but it's fine. It's in progress. It's about, is it easy to work with? Yes. Is it nice to work with? Yes. Does the ID route work? No. So we are gonna go to the chats API. No. Add. No. So not found. It doesn't even find a route for that. But I do have a route for that. Pretty sure I have a route for that. If I don't have a route for it, it's then we end it here because it works for my intents and purposes. Okay, I mean, for my intents and purposes, it works. Like, it's showing me the car. If I open the whole page, this is the car that was added with the AI. In the ad, we added the car. It's we're chatting with it. It's calling functions and made the whole thing. We say Berlin. Does it even position it anywhere? Not really. Not really. but it's showing up as a thing. There's so much things. So there's like CDNs. This image needs to go through a CDN in Cloudflare. There is so much stuff to do. This needs to be a server-side rendering. There's a lot of stuff we have to do, but it's fine for now. I'm happy with the results.